What is better than 20 bands for $10? 20 bands for $5. And
Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben.
And I'm Hector.
And how you doing, Hector?
I'm doing fantastic. That's a complete lie, but I'm not going to tell you why I'm not doing fantastic. Because I'm not going to vent.
That's fair. But I am actually in a pretty good mood because you and I, we're playing a little thing called Sunfest, aren't we?
A little wee festival called Sunfest. It's only been around for 40 years or something.
Yeah. I'm super stoked about it. I think it was it's like one of those things for you where it was almost like a lifetime dream to do it, isn't it?
Kind of. I mean, obviously, in terms of lifetime dreams, there's a lot bigger and more amazing venues that I'd like to play, like Wembley Stadium. But in case you guys are listening out there. Yeah, man, I mean, I was born and raised in the area. Sunfest as long as I can remember. I mean, Sunfest has been around for 40 years, so this is our 40th year. So it's as long as I can remember, Sunfest has been here, and it's generally some pretty big national acts and stuff. And so it's always been, in the back of my head, like, man, it'd be cool to play, one of those stages one day. And then a couple of years ago, they started doing the local thing where they were pulling a handful of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bands or whatever it was locally, and getting them on there. So we started applying, and lo and behold, we got on this year. And so we're going to be playing on May the 4th. At 1:45, we have, I think it's a 45-minute set, and we're playing on the Ford stage, which is the ginormous stage, which is awesome.
Oh, sick!
Yeah,
that's
dude,
awesome.
I'm pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, me too. I obviously wasn't born and raised down here, but
you were,
despite the fact, I know, I was born in Loxahatchee.
I mean, I kind of sensed a little bit of a Florida accent there. So,
yeah. But no, I've been to Sunfest a bunch of times, and it seems really cool. And I'm definitely jealous when other bands get to play it. So it's nice to join. We will have joined the ranks of the Sunfest alumni.
Yeah, man.
Which is rad.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man.
I don't want to overtalk it because something will end up happening.
Right. It'll rain, and then there'll be like 3 people.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be good. And Billy Idol's playing. Nelly's playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Third Eye Blind.
Yeah. And Fox Maple.
Yes.
Yeah. Our friends Sally. Friend Sally. She's playing Sunfest, which is just crazy. Yeah. We're all playing it.
Yeah. It'll be fun, man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Good times.
No doubt, man. No doubt about it. This weekend we played Oasis and Paddy Max.
Yes.
And Paddy Max was great, busy.
It was busy. It was busy Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really buzzing, and
it's definitely season. You can tell. It was busy.
It's a weird thing because there's been a lot of cars down here recently, but not like a lot of people out in the bars. Yeah. And then suddenly it's hit. Now all of a sudden, all the people who go out are starting to go out. Yeah. Because I was really weirded out. It's like the same with Christie's Marina. It just doesn't seem like people were really spending money.
Yeah.
Probably, something to do with the economy or something. I don't know, but there wasn't that many people out. But it seems like that the dam has burst, which is great.
Oh yeah, for sure. And O'Shea's was pretty busy too.
Yeah. They both were. Oh, of course, yeah. No, it was a lot of fun this weekend. Like those kind of places for Kilbillies work. We seem like we're meant to be in O'Shea's and Paddy Max. It makes sense. We're like part of the furniture at this point.
Oh, for sure. And then Sunday you did a singer-songwriter showcase?
Yeah. So the story of that is I have a student called Krista Fidel, and her son is the drummer for Scattered Light. It's Asher.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and who actually came to the gig. But we were talking in the lesson about how do we get some gigs for her, because she has quite an original take on it. She plays folk music, and it's not all originals, but the way she does it is very original.
Sure.
And it's not necessarily something that totally makes sense for 3 or 4 hours in the corner of a bar.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out what to do, and I called good old Ricky, and he goes, okay, well, we're going to do a gig then, and it was done.
That's pretty funny. Yeah,
he goes, I'll play it, Dom will play it, you'll play it, she'll play it, and
he's good about that.
And Emma played it.
Yeah.
Emma
Hi.
Moon, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first time we ever met was a couple of days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty recently.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we just so happen to have no booking, and which is, I don't know what happened, because it's months into the future we had bookings. There was just nothing this weekend.
You dropped the ball. That's what happened.
Oh, right, yeah. And then I was trying to pretend like there was
Oh,
something
I'm
else.
sorry. No. The ball was just dropped by someone.
Yeah, someone.
But it
I don't
wasn't
know,
us.
Maybe Hector. I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, it turned out we were free, and then I asked you at the show, having watched you play. You were amazing, by the way. It's
Thank you.
fantastic. And you were like, "All right, I can make that happen."
Yeah.
And you did.
I did.
I hope I didn't make your life too much of a misery with that one.
No, it wasn't. It was a pretty cool opportunity. I couldn't turn it down.
Yeah, put it
So.
there, man. All right. So, how long have you been playing music? Like, did you grow up with it? Like, your parents' musical?
So not really. My dad kind of would play guitar and kind of sing to us, and I kind of grew up surrounded by like Hannah Montana and all that. So
Okay.
I think I always was singing, like in the shower or just little things like that. Taylor Swift was a big factor of that.
Sure. I think the fact that your dad used to sing and play is huge.
Yeah.
Just having someone around the house who can do it a bit and gets the guitar out every once in a while, I think it makes a big
Yeah.
difference.
Totally does. And it was fun. It was a great bonding thing. And it never was something serious until 4th grade. I wrote a song and I sang it for a pep rally. And my parents came, and that's when they were like, "Oh, this is for real," because
sick.
I got up in front of my whole school. And
we nervous?
yes, always. I think I was so nervous. I remember right beforehand, I think I felt like I was going to throw up.
Yeah.
But I was always a really sassy, spunky kid. So it wasn't that scary. Well, it was, but I
know
did
what
it, and
you
it was
mean.
amazing. It was an awesome feeling. And then from there, that was in New Jersey. We
How
moved
old were you at this point?
I was 4th grade. What is that, like 10?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was a baby, and then we moved to Florida.
And this is you playing guitar and singing at the same time?
No, I didn't learn guitar yet. I played like
Okay.
a background.
Gotcha. Okay.
But so then we moved to Florida, and then I went to a school that had theater
Yeah.
in middle school, so I got into that. It wasn't my favorite thing, but it was fun. It was a way to sing more. But I
Sure.
didn't actually touch the guitar till 6th grade. My
Okay.
dad surprised me, and my first song was a Taylor Swift song.
There you go. That's a lot of people's first songs. A lot of the girls that I teach, on piano and guitar, that's what they want to learn. Mm-hmm. And, I'm more than happy to teach it. The songs are solid, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go and see her on this recent tour?
I did see her. I went with my dad and my sister. My dad is such like a girl dad. I don't know if you've ever heard that term.
Oh, yeah. I know
But
what you mean.
he like came with us. He had like a little outfit on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he knows the Taylor Swift songs. He's singing them.
Oh, brilliant.
So he's the best, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I don't know if I'd go on my own, but if I had daughters and they wanted to go, I would definitely go.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun, man. All right, so Taylor Swift was a big influence. Who else, when in your younger years, would you say like really kind of inspired you?
Okay. I watched a lot of Disney as a kid,
Right,
and I felt like Disney, the movies and everything had a lot of music.
sure.
So I feel like that definitely inspired me. But
Well, your music does have this kind of epic quality to it. And every now and again, it reminds me of Adele as well.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love that comparison. Yeah.
You got a very strong voice.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I tried to, for a while, I feel like people would tell me I was too loud. So
Oh, really?
I kind of went through a phase where I quieted my voice a lot.
That's like the opposite problem most people have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got into Phoebe Bridgers, and I was just like, I'm going to sing more like this now. And it's nice. Sometimes I sing like that, but I'm feeling my voice again and stepping into that. And it's okay to be super loud,
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think, dynamics is the key at the end of the day. It's good to have dynamics. it can get, you know, if you just stay one volume for hours and hours on end, then you get a bit dull. So having that range is a useful thing to have. That's great. And I did notice that actually when I was doing your sound because I was the sound guy at that show on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you were making good use of dynamics with your voice. It was, you'd have the quiet bits and then you'd start belting and everything was cool. Luckily there's a compressor on the mic input, so I was able to handle it without too much trouble.
Good. I know I feel like handling it can be tricky. So.
That's the first time we've ever used that speaker really for its intended purpose, because like a singer-songwriter night where all you need is just acoustic guitar and vocals. Yeah. That speaker, that EV Evolve, is perfect.
Oh, our tower? Is that what you used? Okay, yeah.
It's literally perfect for it.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And
easy to set up.
Yeah. And I didn't even need to use the Killbillies input because there's like 6 other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was super cool, and it sounded amazing through the thing. But because when we do Killbillies, you know, we've got a separate board, and we're really just using it for the loudspeaker. But those speakers, that they have a really good mixer on there. You know, they've got EQ and compression and reverb and everything. It's great. So sorry, that was a bit boring.
No, you're good. It sounded really good. I'm wanting to learn more of the technical stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it's all kind of intimidating. So.
Well, I think that you know what it is? It's just time. Like time and just like anything, putting some work into it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you ever, like when you were sort of in your teenage years, did you stick with guitar lessons or did you figure it out yourself?
So I did guitar lessons when I started. And I feel like I got to a point where I knew the basics. I was just like, I'm good. I got kind of bored of wanting to practice a lot, so I stuck with the basics. I knew my chords. I knew enough to, if I wanted to watch a tutorial, I could.
Yeah.
And I got really comfortable with that, which is nice because I have my foundation really well. But because I'm on a gap year right now. I went to college last year, and the school is not for me, so
Gotcha.
I'm taking a gap year, and I decided, I have the time, why not invest in myself? So I'm taking guitar lessons and piano lessons
Nice.
at the same time. Cause
I did the same thing. I went to university for a year, and not quite a year, you know, and then I left. I took a year out and then went back, and best thing I ever did. I changed what I was going to study and everything, and I was a bit older when I went back, so I was, I applied myself more. You know? Yeah.
I have to laugh because I went for a year, and then I took about 20 years off, and then I went back.
You did actually go back?
I did actually go back.
That's awesome. Oh, nice one, dude. Yeah. What were you studying again?
I was studying psychology. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I know I love music. I know I want to help in some way.
Yeah.
So I thought, psychology, that's the perfect route.
Yeah.
And it was fine. I just was kind of bored. And I think it was just taking this gap year that I realized I love music. I want to study music business, I think, because I didn't realize that as an artist, I'm a business. And I want to learn the marketing and stuff like that. And who knows, I might change it a bunch of times. I'm not sure. I'm not too worried, though. I always just go with the flow.
So would you say that as an artist, would you say you identify as an artist and that's what going to be your thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to know that at this age, A. And I felt the same way at your age. I just knew it was going to be the thing I wanted to do. And I just stuck at it. And, really, please do the same. Sometimes it can get a bit sticky and difficult, but it's a good life, you get to express yourself. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. You get to do your passion. And I think music, doing that, it's such a beautiful healing thing. You touch people, especially when you write something or even just singing. You always have those times where it's but the good times are just so fulfilling,
Yeah, for sure.
So
I was going to say, you were talking about you were taking psychiatry because you wanted to help people in some way. And, I mean, you can help people through music.
Exactly.
So you could do both,
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the things that I did in the couple of years after I got sober, and every now and again I'll still do it, is going to rehabs and sort of telling my story through song kind of thing. So we'll do these. It was something that a friend of mine, Carl, introduced me to, because music is a very healing thing, and there's like healing in the sort of literal sense that this sound wave's going to give for you, but really more in that kind of psychological way where it breaks
healing.
up the day, and it helps people get in touch with their emotions, exactly, and it brings togetherness, and it can help build the community and stuff like that in there between the people who are in these treatment places. And yeah, man, I've done it a bunch of times now, and I have a ton of songs that are kind of about my journey with like drugs and alcohol and stuff. So I just kind of strung them together in an order, and it tells a story. But so with you, when it comes to playing music, have you got any sort of approach when it comes to, like, are you sober or what's this?
Okay, definitely. This is something I kind of struggle with. I'm an all or nothing kind of person, and I'm currently kind of figuring this out, I guess, trial and error. I feel like high school, I had times like, I guess freshman, sophomore year, like discovering substances and stuff. Yeah. I've always been someone who wants to escape, I guess. Yeah. So it's hard for me to use something in a light way.
Oh, yeah.
Because then when I feel good, I'm like, oh, I always want to feel this way. Like,
sure.
I don't want to,
requirement.
like, oh, I don't have to do anything to feel this way. Let me just like lay in bed and,
Yeah.
And I think, I did realize, though, that I felt so awful all the time. Like, this was end of high school, and then quarantine hit, and I basically just stuck in my house, like, no, like, friends, nothing, and I kind of just, like, took a step away from all that and kind of did some introspection.
Excellent.
And, I felt really good, but then I feel like I tend to fall into patterns where I'll be, like, kind of, like, sort of sober for like a while, and I'm feeling great. I'm on my stuff. I'm super productive, really like at peace, and then I kind of am craving at the same time like an escape. And so it's like the minute I start going down that route, I kind of just pause everything else in my life, and I just ignore everything. I ignore my passions. I stop like taking care of myself. Yeah. And it's just like partying or any type of substances. And it's hard because it's just a struggle. And, I know that, like, I'm young and I'll figure it out as I go.
You have a remarkably mature understanding of it for someone your age, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
And it is, it's a tricky world. And if you know that about yourself, then what I would say to you is, that be aware of it and lean into it, because it's not like that kind of stuff ever gets better. You know what I mean? Yeah. So definitely something to keep an eye on there. But I went on with it for way too long, way past my sell-by date on the drinking and everything and drugging it. But I was like 39 before I finally packed it in. Mm-hmm. So more power to you that you're even thinking about it at this age. Yeah. Because when I was your age, I wasn't thinking about it at all. I was just doing it.
I get it. I guess that's also kind of what's hard, is because, like, my age, everyone's doing it. Mm-hmm. Not saying, like, it's more of, like, so it's everywhere. It's, like, social events that's or the problem, this and that. Or, like, I feel like you think of fun and it's only with substances. Yeah. And it's hard because, like, I want to also, like, have fun and do this and that. But I feel like I'm always kind of tugged. Yeah. So I'm trying to, like, figure out a way to have moderation. We'll see, I'm just being gentle with myself and figuring it out. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely.
I will say, though, like, just from a different point of view, I've been fortunate, I guess, in life that I've been able to enjoy stuff when I want to enjoy stuff, and not do it when I shouldn't be doing it, that kind of thing. So the moderation thing has always been I guess, my superpower, if you will. It's always been a good thing.
You lucky devil.
Yeah, for real. But
I know.
But I mean, a perfect example. Like I almost never drink. I just went on a cruise with a bunch of friends, and I mean, we drank like the entire cruise, and then I came home and I haven't touched the stuff since. I'm good about that stuff. That being said, a couple of things. One is, you're talking about that you want to feel good and that good feeling, whatever. I know for me, and Ben will attest to this, I can be in the absolute worst mood ever, ready to like just kill everyone around me. And then we start playing. I walk into the gig and I'm pissed off and I'm tossing things around. And as soon as we play the first like 3 notes, I'm like big smile and I'm like, woohoo, like it just puts me in such a good mood. So there's your drug of choice right there is music. And if that's what you want to do, there you go.
One good thing about music, when it hits, you feel no pain.
And then the second thing I was going to say is, throughout the years, performing in different bands and friends and stuff like that, I always have and still do actually, but I have like it almost debilitating stage fright type thing, and so I would always get to the venue, have a drink, start setting up, have another drink, get ready to play, have another drink. By the time we're ready to play our first song, I'm 4 or 5 drinks into the night. And then if we're playing a 3-hour set, we're not making it to the end. And if we are making it to the end, it's going to be so atrocious. And I'll think in my head that it was the most amazing night ever, but I'll find out later that I sounded like crap and it was terrible.
Yeah, you were on the floor for most of the That's where I was at with it too. Is I was drinking away the nerves and the social. What's the word?
Anxiety.
The social anxiety. Yeah, and then it took me about 5 or 6 months, maybe a little longer, to really just. It's like anything; it's a habit, and if you stay away from it long enough, you just get in the habit of not doing it.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's been fine. But I think it's an important distinction that you're, 19 and when I was 19, it's exactly true. That all my friends, like I don't know what. It's difficult. It's difficult to know how to spend time with your friends and be so, especially because stuff gets so late and everyone hanging around like 3 a.m. or you're meant to just sit there and it's really confusing. And I think one of the things that they taught me in AA is that if you go somewhere, figure out a way to get home, like before you leave, you know what I mean? So you've got like an exit strategy. So that was always helpful for me. But anyway, so you've recorded a few tunes. Did you record them all at the same time?
Yes, I did. It was I technically recorded 5 songs at the same time. 3 are out. 2 are still making their way in the world.
Cool. And tell me a little bit about the process of doing the recording.
Yes. Okay. So I obviously I wrote my songs and it was just like guitar and lyrics and I brought it in and he asked me for like an idea of maybe I sent him like some songs if I wanted a certain song to sound like this, maybe a little bit. And so I kind of sent some things like that. And I guess like a lot of I love Coldplay. I love their music. I love that they have like these beautiful sounds and it's just like all together, it's just awesome. They're definitely my favorite band.
Interesting.
And so that was one. Also like Phoebe Bridgers. I just love the sounds of like pretty instruments and stuff. But we kind of just got there and I like set a recording down on my voice and guitar. And then we played around.
Like a scratch track, Did you sing and play at the same time?
No, so I sang and he played the guitar, which was nice.
Yeah.
But then we had fun with it. It was an awesome creative experience in a whole different type of way.
Did you already have the songs, or did you write the songs when you were there?
I already had them.
Yeah, that's awesome. The going to the studio is a magical time.
Yeah.
It really is. Especially, a little bit of the magic's been taken out of it for me these days because I do it so often. Yeah. I'm in my house. But I remember those early years going in there and, it's just like, wow, so the whole point of this is to make something beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
It's very liberating.
It really is. And, you know, I remember I was basically in North Carolina recording for a week. And so I went with my dad, and I would basically be at the studio all day. And then he would pick me up, and then I'll play everything I have, like starting with the scratch tracks, and maybe the next day, whatever little things we added, like drums.
Did you have a drum kit set up, or did you do the kind of electronic approach?
So he had a drummer come in and do
nice.
that, and then he played everything else, the bass and whatnot. He even brought out a banjo for one of the songs,
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
which was fun. And then like
I was
some
recording
of the
banjo when you arrived.
yeah, I saw that. It's a fun instrument. I feel like it can really like add a fun aspect to a song.
Yeah,
so.
totally, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, what your favorite Taylor Swift? She's no stranger to the banjo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you basically just you laid the songs down, and then you just started to orchestrate them. And put stuff on. Yeah.
And it was. I love that I got to have like such a say on the creative process, and it was fun. I loved, especially with the harmonies and doing the vocal stuff. It was awesome. It was, you know, like really, it felt like building this like magical thing, and it felt so surreal. It was definitely like in my life, if I think of the happiest moments ever, that's like top one, I would say, is that week.
Yeah, I can relate to that totally. I always felt like, you know, in my happiest of happy places. When we were doing, I was in a band in England, and when we go into the studio, I was just. One of the studios we went to was in Devon, which is incidentally the name of your guitar teacher.
Yeah,
but
it is.
the place Devon, and it was just in the middle of nowhere, kind of similar situation, like a house just in a field in the middle of nowhere, and but the sole purpose was to get up in the morning, make music, eat some food, and go to bed, and that was it. And I think if that could have. I would have stayed there for my whole life.
Oh my gosh, same. I literally, if Jason is watching this, looking at the camera, I was so sad. I think the last 2 days I came home, like I was just crying every night because I was so happy and I was so sad that I would have to leave.
Yeah.
And so that last day, I feel like the whole day we were like recording and finishing things up. I was holding back tears, and I knew when I went to say bye to Jason, I kind of like tried to make it fast because I knew if I stayed there too long, I would have cried. Because I'm just, I'm a deep feeler, you know? And I guess as a writer, that's a great thing because I'm able to really, I guess, write songs that have a lot of feeling to them. But
well, both me and Hector are far more emotional than you would give us credit for. It's actually embarrassing.
It's actually a little embarrassing, yeah.
So, I think that's probably why, you know, but a lot of us who make music, you know, our emotions are powerful because it sort of drives us to feel like we need to get it out there.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think now is a good time for you to play us a couple of songs. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
All right, shall
Awesome. Yeah.
Keep scrolling on the internet until I feel something again. 'Cause I've been feeling nothing at all. Now I've bankrupted my happiness. Guess it's time I start to reflect instead of running away. Oh, it's just a feeling. I tell myself. Oh, I tell myself. Oh, it's just a feeling. It soon will pass. Why won't this pass? 'Cause I feel like an imposter all the time. I'm trying to put a band-aid on an open wound and borrowing happiness from what I can afford to lose. I can't 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 lose. I'm a detective searching for the signs of a catalyst that changed your mind. You gave me no note or explanation. What a cruel change from your love declarations. What did I do wrong? Did I leave a bad taste on your tongue? Why'd you change your mind? I guess I wasted all my time on someone who wasn't mine. I bet you just had other obligations that my presence slipped your recognition. So I'll just sweep it under the rug. But disappointment still tugs at my heart. What did I do now? I'm sick and tired of you saying I'm too loud. Oh, go on and change your damn mind. I wish I didn't waste my time on someone who wasn't mine. But oh, I thought I'd find what I'd been looking for. What I'd been looking for. Sometimes you don't always get what you want. I didn't get what I want, 'cause it wasn't what I need. It wasn't what I need. It was it's out of your control. So I get lost in life and thank the world for every breath I take. No longer holding on to anything. Let it come and go. Life moves on, moves on. So I'll move on, move on. I'm packing my bags and letting go what I never could. I'm saying goodbye, 'cause I know the end is only the beginning. There's something new in the air. I swear I can taste it on my tongue. I feel so free, no longer attached to anything. Still learning how to love without the fear of losing everything. I know that endings hurt, but I promise you living is way worse. Life moves on, moves on. So I'll move on, move on. I'm packing my bags and letting go what I never could. I'm saying goodbye, 'cause I know the end is only the beginning of it all. It hurts, I know it hurts, I know it hurts, I know it hurts, I know, but you will let go, you will let go, you will let go, you will because life moves on, moves on. Oh, so I am moving on, moving on. I packed all my bags and let go of what I thought I never could. I said my goodbyes, 'cause I know the end is only the beginning.
We are also sponsored by Oasis Root. Now, Oasis Root Kava Bar is in Seagrape Square on Indiantown Rd. And it is a kava bar. If you don't know anything about kava, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water. And it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, you know, that brings people together. You all take a shell of kava and chink them together and say bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It's has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a kava bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of Kava bars. Some of them are more like a club, you know, there's sort of like black light and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby-foot as they call it in France. And yeah, Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy, and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very, very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there, all sorts of things going on at Oasis Rd Kava Bar. 561 Music is sponsored by Live Music Community. It's where we film the podcast that you're listening to right now, and it's also where I work. Gavin, Hector's son, was a student here for a long time, and in many ways he's the musician he is today because of the teachers at Live Music Community. We taught him not only about his instrument, but also about being in a band, and his band, Unemployed Youth, accomplished a lot of goals, mostly band etiquette, how to work together, and all of the nitty-gritty that goes into being in a band on a day-to-day basis. The student signs up for lessons, learns their instrument, joins a real band, and decides the direction it goes in. And we can take people from very young age, 6 or 7 years old, all the way up to 80. There's no age limit here. We run an adult program for people who want to be in a band as adults, but really the main focus is on the kids and getting them playing together and in bands. We are also a studio, a live stream venue, and we can record audio or video. The Killbillies live album, Warts and All, was recorded here. It was recorded during a live stream that we did during COVID. Justin had a great idea to record live streams during COVID. A ton of bands came in, and it was a real success. But outside of that, we can record albums, we can help you with your EPK, and we have full audio-visual capabilities here. LMC is in Palm Beach Gardens on the northwest corner of Military Trail and North Lake Boulevard. It's north of the gas station, right before you get to North Lake on Military Trail. And if you go to livemusiccommunity.com, you have all the information you'll need right there. Thanks. All right, so we were just listening to an ad for Live Music Community, which is the place that we're sitting right now. It's a music school and a studio. Do you have any advice for musicians who are kind of making their way in the world and just starting out?
Totally. I totally do. I mean, I guess my first thing would be to just show up. I feel like it took me so long to start doing stuff because I was so scared for so long. It started first with writing. I was scared to write because I'm a perfectionist, and if it wasn't perfect, I didn't even want to see it.
Yeah.
And then I just told myself, just write. You can't get better at something if you don't just practice, At least you know that you're starting somewhere and you will get better. And so I started that, and that was definitely a milestone for me. And then the next one was actually starting to get gigs, because I loved open mics, but I was pretty scared about gigs because I didn't understand the equipment or who do I reach out to, or it was just all these steps that terrified me. And then I just told myself, you know what? I'm just going to be okay being uncomfortable and being scared. Yeah. And, I learned a lot as I went, and it's okay to not know things, I found musicians and I asked them lots of questions. So my second thing would be, don't be scared to ask, find research musicians and ask them questions about, even going to Guitar Center and asking them questions or things just to help yourself, because we all start somewhere,
Yeah, absolutely. And if there's ever a breed of human being that loves talking about music and gear, it's musicians. So all you got to do is just
get them started.
Yeah,
won't stop.
Exactly. One little leading question, and before you know it, we're there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, and they're playing about a bunch of lead guitar solos for you.
Exactly. Let me just quickly show you this technique.
They start mansplaining guitars to you.
Yeah, I know, I did that before. So Emma was showing me her guitar, and I just started saying some obnoxious thing about it. I do apologize. Beautiful guitar.
No, I didn't. I promise you, I didn't take any. I don't understand what you did wrong.
Okay. So I'm just very conscious of the fact that I was kind of being a bit of a know-all about it and saying, "Oh, this is better one that has the bass and da da da," like it was even my place to say something.
No, but it didn't come off like that. I feel like everything's delivery.
Yeah.
If you came up, you're like, "This is not good." You were just I could tell you were just and like you liked it. You're
He's
just-
fine. We just like
I
giving him a
promise-
hard time.
Yeah, I promise
Very
you're
easy.
fine.
Okay, for you. But yeah, that guitar's really cool. It's a
It
PRS, right?
It's
yeah,
a what?
it's a PR. Is it a PRS, a Paul Reed Smith? I think it is.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
I should know more.
It's really nice. Like I haven't seen an acoustic guitar like that really before, and he let me have a go on it, and it is just wonderful.
It is wonderful, and I feel like I was meant to get it because the reason I got it is this is actually so sad, and this is why I'm scared to travel with a guitar on a plane because I had a beautiful Taylor, and I decided to travel with it and put it under the plane.
Was it a Taylor Baby?
No, it was like a big Taylor. It wasn't even
I
like
lost
the
a
G6
Taylor Baby
Mini.
on a train, and I wanted to
Really?
kill myself. I loved it. Yeah.
No, it was a big one, and I didn't. What happened was I thought I could just that the case was protective enough that I could check it under the plane.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I thought it would. I think I did it a couple times and it was fine, but then I did it once, and all of a sudden I get because I was flying to my dad's house in New Jersey, and I got home and I opened it up and it was like cracked.
Yeah.
And it was a pricey one, so it was. It took about a year until I got it back, and it's at my dad's house, and I leave it there.
Yeah.
It's both of ours.
99% of the time it's fine, but there's always that one time where it's not. My friend
Yeah.
Rocky had this terrible situation happen to him where he arrived in the US and he tours with. You know how like these days a lot of people don't even use amps; they just have like
Yeah.
amp simulators instead of an amp. Like it's basically just a pedal that kind of sounds like an amp. Anyway,
Oh.
he had this really really nice one.
That was the head rush one he had. isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
And the cool thing about these pedals, right, is that they sort of emulate all the different types of amp that exist, and they have this special thing where they can copy your amp, and then it ends up sounding exactly like your amp. Anyway, super nice thing, and he, and then when he got off the plane, it was nowhere to be seen, and they'd lost his luggage.
Oh.
So he's a
Yeah.
professional musician, so he didn't have any of his stuff. But I think he eventually got it back.
Ooh, That's
Yeah.
terrifying, though.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my fears, I would say.
I'm going on a plane tomorrow at noon.
You are.
Yeah, going to jolly old England.
Very
I
fun.
can't wait. So I'm beating you to the punch with Europe by about like a couple of months. When do you
I
When
know.
do you leave for Europe?
So I leave February 16th.
Okay,
And I come back like middle of April, so it's technically 10 weeks.
gotcha.
So I guess like I'm a little. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is I feel like I'm starting to really get like comfortable and gigging and like meeting more
Yeah.
people, and I'm so scared that since I'm leaving, I'm gonna come back and it's all just like I'm gonna lose it.
Well, Firstly, this is another very strong case for. Earlier we were trying to persuade you to bring a guitar with you.
Yeah.
Firstly, this is another very strong
Yes.
case for bringing a guitar because you might actually come back with more confidence.
Yeah.
Because you will have been playing in front of people that you've never met before, and you might pick up some tricks from some European people who play guitar.
Yeah.
And if I can impart something in you in this visit here to our studio, it's that you should bring us to
For
Very
sure.
nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I will. Yeah.
Even if you got to go to a pawn shop and buy like a crappy beater guitar to bring with you, just on the off chance something happens to it, do it. I mean,
Okay.
it's worth
Yeah,
it.
because you write
Yeah.
such good songs, and you'll be in these situations where, you're surrounded by inspiration. You know?
Yeah, and since it's great, I'm so emotional because I use it as an opportunity to write things. And it's like, that's why a lot of my songs, I'll write them about things that seem bigger than they are, but it's just because my feeling's so strong.
Yeah.
So I tend to exaggerate situations.
Well, here, this is a perfect opportunity to ask you what the two songs that you played are about.
Okay. I played 3 songs.
Play 3 songs.
Oh, that's right.
3 songs. Okay, well, the first song I wrote, I don't know how they're organized. So the first one I sang, I think I'm going to call it Cheap Dopamine. I did kind of...
I remember you saying that on
Yeah,
Sunday.
I think that... So I kind of found myself in a rut beginning of this month where I was just like falling into some bad habits, like constantly on my phone and going to bed late and just like kind of looking for little like dopamine fixations that
Sure.
made me feel like worse in the long run.
Yeah.
And so I kind of wrote that song about that, and also just like having just like strong feelings, and I guess trying to like get these quick highs from stuff to kind of like escape from it a bit.
Sure.
And so I don't know, that one, I kind of let that song take its own route.
Yeah.
But the other one I wrote, I don't know I might call it Change Your Mind.
Okay.
I wrote that one.
Did you change your mind about it?
Yeah.
There's
Beat you
probably
to it.
some people that will like to think that song is about them, but
Yeah.
it really is about an experience, and I can relate it to so many times in my life. I basically wrote it about liking someone, and maybe that person is like liking you back, like putting effort in, and all of a sudden like you feel something change, and you know, you're kind of just like, oh God, like what did I do wrong? Like, you just liked me, now you don't. I don't understand. And you kind of start questioning yourself. And I kind of wrote it about that. There were certain people that I think triggered it and inspired it. But there's so many like situations in my life that I can relate it to. But in the end, it's an experience. And I shared it at a singer-songwriter group, and someone mentioned, they were like, you know, this song makes me sad for you. Like, whoever this is about, it makes me like, want to say, like, screw them. It makes me wish that you were more sassy in it. And so then I actually, like, he gave me a great tip, and I went back and I changed it a bit, and I added a more sassy part to it of, you know, what did I do now? Like, I'm sick and tired of you always saying I'm so loud. That's
You
not
can
the
never
lyrics,
have too
but-
much sass in life.
Yeah, and so you know what? I like that I did that because I love writing a good sad song, but I like to add like a little bit of wait, like I know myself. Like, let me guess. Like, I'm done sitting here. Like, what did I do wrong?
I know what you
I'm
mean.
like, no, like goodbye.
Give us some. Yeah, give us
Yeah, I
some
had
sass.
to
That's
give
the
it
right
some
word,
sass.
sass. Yeah.
So I'm very happy I got that advice. And,
Yeah, excellent.
Oh, and sorry, I'm chatting, but the third one was just about I had like a really hard year when I went to college. I was in a relationship and I wasn't the happiest. I was just like, I hit like a low.
Yeah.
And so I knew
Can be a tough year. It was tough for me that first year.
yeah, it's just everything, you know. I felt like I lost myself completely. I wasn't doing anything I loved. And you know, I also lost myself in a relationship. It was just a lot of stuff. Also, like, I was partying a lot and substances.
This all sounds very familiar.
Yeah, it all, you know.
Every single thing you said was me that year as well.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Glad I'm not alone. It's probably like majority, like so many people too, you know, just
Yeah,
not everyone
sure.
talks about it. But when I realized that I like had to make the choice to leave for myself, I like wrote that song about, it's basically about like goodbyes, about endings. And I
Yeah.
struggle like with accepting that, you know, most things come to an end.
Yeah.
And so I gave it like a happy thing though, so someone told me
Like
they
a
were like,
positive
yeah, because
message.
I was told, you know, I was struggling. I was like, I don't want to go through this breakup. I don't want to leave this place. And this person told me, you know, well, life's going to move on. Like, you can either sit in your room and be upset for a while, or you can get on it. And so I just kind of wrote that song about how, like, yes, this is a goodbye, but it's also a beginning. You know,
Yeah.
it's something, every ending is also a beginning, and you never know what's going to happen. But, you know, it's your choice. Like, yes, it's so good to feel your feelings and also feel, but you also want to fight for yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You got to fight for yourself. No one else will. You know, maybe your mum. That's about it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super important. That was another thing I learned in recovery, is that in order to look after other people, you must first look after yourself.
Yeah.
You must respect yourself and look after yourself.
Mhm.
And that's a tough lesson to learn, you know, especially if you kind of have low self-esteem.
Yeah.
But it's an important lesson, that's for sure. Yeah, cool. So what are you got coming up? What's on the horizon?
Well,
Other than the Europe trip.
the Europe trip. I guess like I'm hoping to get into this school called Belmont in Nashville.
Right.
It's honestly the only school I'm applying to, which my family thinks I'm crazy for. But
Hey, man, if you've got a plan B, it means you don't believe in plan A.
yes, exactly. I think, when did you say that? Didn't you say that?
Last
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Oh, I was listening to that.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I love that. That actually stuck with me.
My
So
son said something like that
Yeah,
to me at one point.
I got it off Gavin.
Yeah. My son Gavin, when he finished high school, he was saying he wanted to be a musician and whatever. You know, he's a drummer and he plays in a band locally and stuff. And he was like, that's what I want to do. And I said, well, that's great, but you know, you need a fallback plan. You need to like have a career or something that if the music doesn't work out, you have something. Which was terrible for me to say as a musician, dad. That was like the worst thing. But that's exactly what he said to me. He was like, well, if I have a backup plan,
Wow.
then he goes, then I've already failed. He's like,
my
I've already
God.
admitted failure, and he's not wrong.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't think he is. I think the worry with a lot of parents when someone's that young is that they won't. They won't. All of a sudden, they'll change their mind and just not want to do it anymore. At which point, they've kind of screwed themselves. But the thing is, I think you just have to take it on a case by case basis because some people
Yeah.
you just know they're going to do it. You know, like there was no way I was ever doing anything else. You know,
Yeah.
and my parents could pretty much tell. But then, you know, I didn't veer that far away from it. I did go to university, but I did music at university. So. Yeah, and you know, I feel it in you. I think that you're going to stick it out. I think you're going to
Yeah.
go the course.
Thank you. I feel like I have a lot of trust in life and what's going to happen, that I'm not like necessarily too worried or too fixated on being scared for if this or that. I think a lot of that happens from looking too far ahead. That's why I have to tell
Yeah.
myself, we're just here right now, you know. And I'm happy, I'm enjoying it, I'm having fun, and that's what matters, you know. I define success by like happiness and
Yeah,
how you feel.
Absolutely.
The
you know?
journey.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's on my horizon. So I feel like I hope I get in. I want to do music business there, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. And I guess when I come back from my trip, I have to release 2 more songs at some point. And I don't know, I want to do more gigs. I'm thinking about, I want to find like a band to play with, whether
Yeah.
that's in Nashville or even here. I just think it would be fun and awesome.
100%. Playing with a band is a totally different experience.
Yeah.
It's like you're a squad, you're a team getting it done,
Yeah.
and there's a real camaraderie, and it's so much fun. I play with James and Hector, 3 nights a week, and I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, I just get to hang out with my best mates. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of like wanting the possible like connections of that, of like
Yeah.
having people do that with.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Ben's only in like an 11 band, so I'm sure he can.
Yeah, there you
squeeze
go.
Are you
in.
actually in
I get
11?
out.
No,
I am in a right now.
But
You're
he is in
cheating on
he's in
them.
like 4 or 5 though.
Yeah, I've become one of those guys who's
Wow.
like in too many
Oh my
bands.
gosh.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
cool though.
But yeah, it is right. It is for right now. I'm enjoying myself very much. I think, you know, the big problem with that is, if one of them starts doing really, really well, you know, that you just got to
You don't have time for the other ones.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. But the thing is, there's a hierarchy with me anyway. With it, it's Killbillies is the most important, and then kind of everything else. You know what I
Well,
mean? You
you
got to
say
have
that, but if one of the other bands suddenly just takes off, Killbillies isn't going to be that
Well,
important.
it depends what you mean by takes off, because for example, if one of the other bands, like, we got a gig, 50 quid a gig, supporting some not that big ska punk band on a tour, I wouldn't go, you know? Like, so, but if Killbilly's got something like that, I would go.
Yeah,
So, you know, there definitely is,
that's fair.
there definitely is a hierarchy. There has to be, because, you know, otherwise you just end up doing like a little bit of nothing.
I
you
mean,
know?
at the end of the day, I don't see any of the other bands playing Sunfest. I'm
I'm
just saying.
I'm saying. No, exactly. No, it really is we're so happy. We're so happy about that. And I'm so happy to meet you too. You were super cool. And when I saw you on Sunday, I was like, oh, brilliant. You know, we can get her on the podcast. Maybe she'll want to come. And I'm so glad you did.
Yeah.
Is the person that the guy that recorded your songs for you, is he the one that's mixing and mastering, or is there someone else doing that, or?
I think someone else. He like had a friend he sent it to that
He has
mastered
somebody,
it.
okay.
Yeah, but it didn't go through me. It was
Sure.
through him.
And then, so are the other 2 songs same process? He's going to send them to somebody, or has sent them to
So-
somebody, and
Yeah, I already have them. I had them. I recorded them like 2 years ago.
so they're ready to go.
Yeah,
You're just
it
sitting
just
on them,
took me
gotcha.
so long to, because I'm a perfectionist, and I was like, I put so much love and stuff into this. Like, I don't know how to. I'm scared about the process. Like, how do I market it? What do I
Yeah.
do? You know.
How have you been marketing them? Have you been doing like sort of social media campaigns and stuff like that?
So I was introduced to someone named Verona Rose, and I'm just putting her on here now. She makes the most gorgeous like social media like content and lyric videos and stuff like
Nice.
that. So she's helped me with that. And I also have just like my best friend Sophia is a photographer, which is nice because when I do shoots with her, we have fun with it.
Yeah.
So,
that's
you know,
awesome.
and I guess like I'll take time to always like record videos. But my biggest thing that I'm figuring out now is I realize that when I record content out of like recording it and trying to like get somewhere, I feel like it's so not authentic that I don't record content unless I'm having fun with it and enjoying it, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I do have to be like, okay, like I think I gotta do this right now.
Yeah.
But you know, I love it. I think it definitely makes it more fun and less of a boring time.
Yeah, so now you only do it if you're really feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And there's a way around that too. Is if you do it when you're really feeling it, you just do a lot that day. Cut it up into bits
yes,
and then
that's what I do.
Yeah.
I do that. I record like a bunch of videos and everyone's like, why are you in the same place and in the same outfit? I'm like, no, I just went back and in the same, like, what are you saying?
We have a social media person that does all our stuff, and she does a fantastic job. But there is a certain, I guess, disconnect, for lack of a better word, of us just being candid. You know, like there's all these great shots of us and all this great footage of us playing and being on stage and all that kind of stuff. But just us goofing off and just being ourselves and stuff like that.
Yeah, we did it a couple of days ago, and I when we were doing it, I was like, we should do this more.
Well, and then when we were on tour, like we did it all the time. Like every day you were posting 2, 3, 4 times. I was driving and you're filming from the back seat and we're like joking around, we're doing stuff. You know, so it was just there was more, I guess, connection
Life
with
to the whole thing.
connection with the fans, connection with the audience, rather than just this stark, we're playing here, come out, we're playing here, come out, here's our picture, like us, follow us, you know, like
Totally, man.
Yeah.
And actually, Danielle's been saying that she's been saying we need some more content. So, so I guess this is a timely conversation.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, one thing I do is I film my gigs, and like, even if you have like a photographer just come to your gigs and just do stuff, that's the best way to do it because you're so having fun.
And Danielle
and
does come to some of our gigs, and every now and again I'll put my phone up. But I don't put my phone up enough. I should just do it every time.
That's what I do. It's like, and also, you know what? If you have any funny like interactions with people, you have it on like video too.
Oh, true. I was going to ask you about that. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had to deal with unsavory people?
Unsavory people. I mean, like, it's really just at the square that sometimes like people love to linger or just like kind of come and like talk to you for 30 minutes when you're like obviously setting up and you're doing stuff, and you know what happens, and you know what, it's entertaining sometimes.
My old band, Sonic Boom 6, we used to call that type of person, and it was kind of joking because it's not like we held any like real ill will. We used to call them punishers because it was like you could see them coming a mile off. You knew you'd be stuck there for 2 hours with them.
You know when you see them. Oh, that's so true.
You ever notice though, like people that come up to you at gigs, it like almost everybody that comes up to you at gigs, it's like they're a singer, they're a guitarist, they know a guitarist, they've played somewhere. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, I play guitar. Yeah, where do you play? Well, I mean, I used to, you know, or I dabbled, you know, like it's.
Well, I think
funny.
there is a high percentage of people who want to come and talk to you though, will be people who want to talk to you because they want to seem like that. They want you to know that they do it too.
Sure.
Oh, they're like they need the ego.
Yeah. because I've done that before. When watching bands, you feel like. Have you ever seen that meme with the football guy like standing on the side and he's in full gear and he's just watching the game but he's not playing?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's like
insert meme.
There's a guy. There's a guy like all his full sort of hat and shoulder pads and all that. And he's just
helmet's on a hat.
Football hat.
Mr. Sports Ball.
Yeah, totally. And he's just waiting there like that. And then the game's going on without him, and he's like, he just looks so sort of miserable because he's not playing. And that's kind of what a musician feels like when you go to a
concert.
gig. Yeah, you just kind of all dressed up and know where to go. You can't jump. All I ever want to do when I'm playing a gig is jump up on stage and play along with them.
But I experienced you on that other side of the coin when we went to the Interrupter show, because we got to go backstage.
Oh,
and you were running around like everybody you talked to back there. You're like, so I got a ska project, and
yeah, I did get. It was worth doing though. I'm gonna get some of them on it.
It was fun, man. It was fun.
Yeah. That was me being a bit lame like that, but
there was a motive to it. There was a
behind
purpose to it. Yeah. The ska project. I got you.
Exactly. I was working, baby. All right. So why don't we talk a little bit about the 561 Music Fest?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little festival called 561 Music Festival. This will be the third one coming up this. Justin just texted me the meme.
Yeah, there it is. That's it.
No, that is so true.
Yeah.
So 561 Music Festival is happening March 30th at Matthews Brewery, featuring Blab Scam, Young Fiction, Killbillies, of course, 33 Lions, The Little Things Duo, Suicide Bombers, At the Starlight, Exigent Band, Mad Mellow Music, Bear Maze, Killed by Florida, Butch and the Fat Dudes, Bitter Blue Jays, Zoo Peculiar, Mount Sinai, Andy Styron, Smoke Boss Militia, Billy Doom is Dead, and Brayton. And I believe that there's going to be another edition. Someone had a conflict and had to drop out, so we are going to be adding another band. So we'll announce that soon,
right?
Once we get that all figured out. But yeah, guys. I mean, 20 bands, 2 stages, food, drink, or food options and drink options, I guess, at Matthews.
Yeah.
And the whole shebang is $10. So 20 bands for $10. But what is better than 20 bands for $10? 20 bands for $5. And until this Sunday at midnight, everybody always waits till the last minute. Well, I'm giving you an opportunity and a reason to be the early bird. So right now, 561musicfest.com or 561musicfestival.com. Get your tickets there, and they're only $5 for the general admission. So, I mean, guys, 20 bands all day, 2 stages, and it's $5. You can't go wrong.
That is 50 cents a band.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean, the bands are going to hate it because they're only going to be making 50 cents. But, I'm only paying them 50 cents. But no, that's not true. But, yeah, I mean, seriously, like I hate sales. I hate Groupons. I hate all that. Hey, buy this half off or whatever. And I always think to myself, well, if it's half off now, why can't it be half off later? Like, clearly you can afford it.
Right.
But this was more of a. Everybody always seems to wait till the last minute. Like, we do have good sales, leading up to the event, but it seems like the bulk of the tickets are always bought like the day before and the day of.
Which is stressful
Which
for
is
us.
very stressful for us because we have a budget, and if the tickets are not purchased, we are out of pocket.
We need the money, yo.
But that being said, more so just it's also good for the bands, if the bands are asking us, hey, how are the numbers doing? And I tell them we've sold 6 tickets, and it's a little demoralizing.
Yeah.
If the bands ask us how are we doing, and I say, holy crap, we've already beat last year's numbers, that's pretty exciting stuff. So I'm asking you guys to help us help the bands and help us pass last year's numbers. The first year was amazing. We had over 600 in attendance.
We got a break, Matthews.
The second year was even more exciting. We had close to 800 in attendance. So we
got to pop the grand.
I'm challenging you guys. I'm challenging you guys to get us to 1,000 people at the festival. That would be absolutely amazing. And now's your opportunity to do it. You can double the amount of people there for the same price by buying 2 tickets for $10 instead of 1 for $10 later. So
yeah, that's a good point.
So you can use the code 561 Music Revolution, all one word, no spaces. Use that code when you check out, and your general admission ticket that's $10 will be only $5, and that is only until midnight Sunday. It will not be repeated. We will not do it again. After that, it's $10.
561 Music Revolution.
561 Music Revolution, baby. We are starting the revolution.
I like that nice, concise code.
Yeah, 561 Music Revolution.
It is actually a cool code, but it's quite a long code.
It's only like 38 syllables. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, Ben. It's fine. If you don't know how to spell it, reach out to us. We'll explain it to you.
Before we get out of here, one thing you were going to mention is Emma Moon. What's the story there?
Okay, so when I was I didn't want to use my actual name like my first name is Emma, but I didn't want to use my last name. And I was trying to find a cool name.
Yeah.
When you're trying to find a name, it's the weirdest thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have a notes folder on my phone that's so embarrassing because some of the names I was trying to do are just like, it's a little strange. But I really love the Moon, and I kind of liked it, like doing Emma Moon.
Sounds good.
Yeah, right. But I wasn't sure, because everything feels weird at first. And so when I was at school, I remember I was with my friend at my college last year, and I was on the way to Chipotle, and I went there quite a lot of times. But I'm someone that I like
Nothing
to always
be
have. Yeah, I always have my maps on because I just feel secure, even if I know how to get there. I like to have it on. And for some reason this day, it took me a whole different route, and it was strange. It took me through like neighborhoods and back roads.
Right.
And we started noticing though, the street signs were like really cool names. And then I asked her, hey, like, what do you think of the name Emma Moon? Like, does it sound good? The minute we said it, we got to a stop sign and the street sign said Moon. And I was like, I wish I didn't take a picture of it. I want to go back and find it.
Yeah,
but that was a sign if there was anything.
It's got to be like an album cover or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone said that, but I have to find it. So.
That's an absolutely great story, but I was really hoping it was like Sailor Moon or something.
No.
No. All right. Yeah, cool. Because I realized right at the end of the podcast that I hadn't asked you that question. It's a good story.
Good.
But all right. Well, I guess we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming.
I had a great time.
Oh, but it's been an absolute pleasure. And keep on keeping on. You're doing a great job so far. And hopefully we'll see you in many years to come doing the same thing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
See you later.